My parents planned to harvest my kidney without my consent. Instead of a donor surgery, I had them criminally charged. My older brother, Noah, had a rare genetic disease that was destroying his organs. I, Liam, was his life insurance policy. I was conceived via IVF for one purpose, to be his perfect donor. My entire life was subordinated to this. I was forbidden from playing sports lest I get injured. My diet consisted of foods that were good for your kidneys and liver. I underwent regular medical checkups where doctors discussed me in my presence as if I were prized livestock. Excellent quality bone marrow. Kidneys are functioning perfectly. When I broke my arm as a child after falling from a tree, my father didn't ask if I was in pain. He screamed, "What if you had damaged something important?" I wasn't a person. I was a container. By the time he was 18, Noah needed a kidney transplant. My parents announced the date of the surgery as if they were telling me we were going to the movies. No question, no option. This was my function. I panicked and said I didn't want to do it, that I was scared. My mother looked at me with cold eyes and said, "You don't have a choice. This is what you were born for." That evening, I found legal documents in their safe. It was an agreement they had signed before I was born, a contract with the IVF clinic that stipulated the creation of a savior sibling. Alongside it was a medical consent form authorizing the removal of my kidney, signed by them on my behalf the day before my 18th birthday. I secretly copied all the documents. I contacted a medical ethics center and a human rights organization. I found a lawyer who specialized in such cases and was horrified by my story. We prepared everything within a week. On the day of the surgery, I went to the hospital. My parents and Noah were already there. When the surgeon came in for the final consultation, I said, "I do not consent." My parents started screaming, but just then, my lawyer, representatives from the hospital's ethics committee, and 2 police officers walked into the room. I silently handed them a folder of documents. It contained copies of the contract, the illegally signed consent form, and a voice recording of the conversation where my mother said, "I was born for this." The surgery was immediately canceled. The hospital launched an internal investigation into the surgeon. My parents were charged with conspiracy to commit grievous bodily harm and coercion. Their perfect facade collapsed. They lost everything: their reputation, their friends, their money on lawyers. Noah was put back on the general donor waiting list. I filed for emancipation and won. The court granted me a restraining order against my family. For the first time in my life, I decide what I eat, where I go, and what I do with my own body. I recently signed up for a rock climbing course. Sometimes hanging on the wall, I look down and realize that my body belongs only to me, and I won't fall.